Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day. This video, I just unboxed the new iPollo V2H, which the H stands for hydro. And you can actually see on the front here, there is a radiator, okay? And it looks like inside. I did take a peek on the back side. Looks like there is a CPU cooler on the chips, okay? And so there's the hashboard in there. I will open it up in a second. But this iPollo V2H does 3.2 to 3.6 gigahash. There are different models I did see, but I think this specific one is a 3.4 gigahash model, which has 6 gigabytes of RAM, but the max DAG size is 5.8. So it can't mine everything, but it can mine most, like Ethereum Classic, Zephyr, Octaspace, but not Ethereum W, because it's over the 6 gigabyte DAG size. So thank you to CryptoMinerbros.com for sending me this iPollo V2H to showcase to you guys. I want to do a giveaway, a hash rate giveaway for this iPollo V2H. So all you guys got to do, just comment down below your thoughts on this iPollo V2H, and I'll choose the winner after 24 hours. I'll pin your comment. Then you just have to email me your pool of choice and your worker name and wallet, all that stuff, depending which mining pool you want to use. Okay, so get your comments down below and make sure you like the video as well. So I will go through the efficiency of this model, comparing it to other, ETH hash or ETC hash ASICs that are out there, notably the Jazz miners. This, I believe right now, is 3 times more efficient than majority of the Jazz miners that are available right now. So we'll talk about that in a second. I'll show you guys the chart. But I just wanted to go through the I/O on this iPollo V2H. So we got a power button here, and this apparently can run on 120 volt, so that's good on, typical North American power. So that should be no problem, which I will test here in a second. And then we have Ethernet, USB port, IP report, reset button, and LED light, looks like. So one big con I see right now is that I don't think this thing has Wi-Fi, but I do see a USB port here and also Ethernet. Okay, I personally like mining with Ethernet the best. Wired internet is always the best for mining, but for pool mining, Wi-Fi is no problem. So I'm curious to know, which iPollo did not come with a Wi-Fi to USB adapter. It did come with this box with a 120 volt power cable, but no USB dongle for Wi-Fi. So I've seen those USB Wi-Fi repeaters or bridge adapters where they have Ethernet but also USB for power. I'm gonna order one of those and I'm gonna try that out in another video, but you guys can let me know if that's gonna work on here or not. Okay, let me quickly open this up and let's see what the inside looks like. Okay, I took off the lid. There were 7 screws involved, 2 on each side, on this side, 2 on this side, and 2 on this side, and then there was 1 right at the top of the lid here. Pulled it out this way, and now I can see the inside of this iPollo V2H, which is pretty cool. So here's the power supply. Looks like here's the controller, which includes the power for the, looks like we got 3 120 mil fans on the radiator here. And then it goes into, looks like this is the radiator pump here, and then the hoses go into the essentially water block, which is underneath this hashboard here. Looks like we got 3 big main chips here, and it is water cooled with this aluminum block underneath on the other side. So this is pretty sick, and yeah, this thing is going to be pretty quiet. Essentially, this is going to be another one of those home heaters which can provide a little bit of heat, well, at 475 watts or 500 watts or so. I will test that out in a second here. I'll turn on the power, but I just wanted to show you guys the inside just in case you were curious and how this thing was being essentially water cooled with this radiator, which is on the front side here, and actually it looks like the air is being pushed through from this side. So this essentially may be the front, and so the air comes this way and then it extracts out this way, just judging by the fans here. You guys may not be able to see that, but the back side of the fans is on this side here, so the air is going to be pushing out this way. All right, I'm going to put this together and let's turn it on. Okay, I got the Ethernet in and also the power, which we're going to try on 120 volt power. We'll see how much power we are going to use, and so let's turn it on. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's turn it on. Okay, I see some red lights on the hashboard there. I don't hear any fans or anything. You guys can probably hear my other ASICs. Yeah, this thing should be fairly quiet. And let's just turn it over. Yeah, I feel air coming out this way. Yeah, definitely feel a decent amount of air coming this way. So yeah, the air is going through the back through this way. Okay, looks like we got some lights on the front. Okay, let me get the IP address of this and let's see what the web GUI looks like. Okay, so I'm connected to my computer here. I'm using advanced IP scanner to get the IP address. So it's 10.100.196 for me. I put that into any web browser and we're just gonna set this up. So the first web page that comes up is the iPollo username and password. Man, I have not seen the iPollo web GUI for a while. So it's root, and I think the password is root. So root, log in, and we are in. Okay, and I actually see it mining already because it's been over like 10 minutes. So, oh no, 18 minutes it says. Okay, yeah, so it's at 476 watts at the wall. So pretty close to what is advertised. Looks like it's still going up, but I am not mining to my own address. So looks like it's mining to K1 pool and it's mining Ethereum Classic. Now, is this doing ETC and ZIL? Looks like it is, yes. So yeah, this one can only do ETC hash coins. Now I'm curious if this can mine Zephyr, which I do want to try, and also Octaspace. Okay, Octaspace, these are ETH hash coins and not ETC hash coins. So I'm gonna try that right now, actually. So I'm on Octaspace right now on K1 pool, 2.6 gigabytes DAG size. So this is a 6 gigabyte model. So yeah, this thing should be able to mine Octaspace. So in the meantime, let me put that in and we'll see if it's going to mine to K1 pool or not. So it looks like there is a USA iPollo port. Not sure if that's going to be for this V2H or not, but I copied that. I'm going to go back to the web GUI here. I'm going to paste it in here. And then I'm just going to paste that 3 times. And then I need my worker address on K1 pool here. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go back to the web GUI. We're going to paste it right here. And then going to put a period and put V2H so that we can distinguish a worker name. I'm going to copy this and paste it here and paste it on the third one as well. Okay, and that's it. Looks like there's a priority mode. You got energy and hash rate. So wow, probably even more efficiency on this V2H, which I do want to talk about the efficiency here in a second, comparing it to all the other models that are available. Okay, so we'll go there in a second. But we'll just do hash rate for now, and control mode, auto, okay, for the fan. Other configuration, okay, so this is for the subnet API allow, okay, just leave that as stock, DHCP, yep, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna hit save and apply. Okay, so it's applying the configuration, and I'm guessing we're gonna need to restart this, but you know what, I'm gonna see if it shows up on the pool in a couple minutes here. Okay, I wonder if it has to build the DAG size. It did take, I'm going to say 15 minutes or 16 minutes for the DAG size to start mining on Ethereum Classic. So we'll see if Octaspace is going to run on this, even though it says ETC hash. So I'll give it a couple minutes. We'll see what happens. So in the meantime, I want to talk about the price of this iPollo V2H. Okay, so on Crypto Miner Bros, it's $35.49. But if you guys are interested in this, and please watch the rest of this video so you understand all the risks involved here. Okay, so this, with using the Red Panda coupon code, you get another 70 bucks off, and this is all in pricing through Crypto Miner Bros. So how does it stack up against the other low power, efficient ETC or Ethash ASIC miners? Okay, like the Jazz miner, for instance. So this iPollo V2H, okay, 3.4 gigahash at 475 watts, which again at the wall was 476, pretty much what is advertised. But that's an efficiency of 0.139 watt per hash, okay? So what is the next competitive model against the V2H? Well, that would probably be the Bombax EZ100Cs. These ones do 3.8, but these only have 5.18 gigabytes of VRAM. So again, there's a few coins that these cannot mine, but majority of people mine, let's say, Octaspace or Ethereum Classic. But this has an efficiency of 0.2, so it's a little bit less efficient, okay? Then the next competitive model against the V2H would be the Jazz miners, notably, okay? These were, I guess, the older, the X16 models, okay? This would be the predominant one that, I'd say is a little bit more affordable, but the efficiency of these, they're over 3.1, 3.2 watt per hash. So it's almost 3 times worse than the iPollo V2H. But now, here's where we figure out, is the price worth it for buying the V2H over, let's say, the Jazz miners, which are, you know, sometimes 2 or 3 times less efficient. Well, let me sort my sheet here and we can see the dollar per mega hash. Okay, so the V2H is about $1.02. Okay, at this price at $34.79 with my coupon, it's $1, which I'll have this whole sheet linked down below. You guys can access this if you want. It's $1.02 in terms of dollar per mega hash. Okay, so if we're looking for a competitive model, let's say the X16QE. Okay, the X16QE I think goes for about $1,400 right now. Has 6 gigabytes of RAM as well, but it does 1750 mega hash at 550 watts. So about 2 to 3 times less efficient than the V2H, but it's an 80-cent dollar per mega hash. So considering the efficiency, which is almost, again, 2 to 3 times more better on the V2H, the dollar per mega hash isn't 2 to 3 times worse than the Jazz miner. Versus the iPollo V2H. So in my opinion, I think the iPollo V2H is a better buy just because of its efficiency, and long term it's gonna bode well. But some big boy miners, you guys may be watching this and like, ha, Red Panda, you're looking at all the cheap, like home style, you know, silent miners. Us big miners who have thousands of ASICs, you know, we don't care about the sound. We don't care about, you know, under $4,000 ASIC miners. Give us the big boy Jazz miner X44Ps. 23.4 gigahash model that's like probably going to be like probably $20,000 I'm gonna suspect in the next during this year. There's still no announcement when these are gonna release, so it's a whole different realm if, you know, big boy miners are gonna be looking at this compared to like the V2H. iPollo coming out of the gate though with some pretty efficient models, but as we all know, Jazz miner is working on their newer, more efficient model with also apparently more RAM as well, 12 gigabytes. Okay, quick pause. This is a recording after I recorded this whole video. There was an announcement just the next day. Antminer or Bitmain is coming out with a new E11 ETC or ETH hash miner. Okay, they didn't show the hash rate that they can achieve, but they did show the power consumption 2340, which I think is pretty on par with the Jazz miner X44P. But more information will probably come out in the next coming days. I'll have this in the spreadsheet. All right, back to the rest of the video. So the prices you see here, I don't know if these are going to be the prices. I'm going to assume it's going to cost a lot more depending on how profitable these are going to be. But anyways, you guys can look at this list. I'll have it linked down below and you can determine which model is going to be good for you and the price. You know, the price is a big deal. Not everyone has, you know, $3,400, okay? So now how's the profitability of the V2H? Well, it currently makes, according to miningnow.com, it makes $3.34 after 10 cents electric. It's nothing crazy, okay, but it is able to mine a few coins. So now I'm just looking at the miner itself. I believe it is mining now. Okay, we're at 482 watts at the wall. It shows here we're at 2.08 gigahash. So I just want to go with the running status here. So just looking at the log. Okay, it's been a while since I've used the iPollo web GUI. It definitely looks pretty decent, kind of similar to the other iPollo models I've had over the past couple of years. But let's just see here. Yeah, it looks like it's mining now 27 minutes, and it looks like it is working here. Okay, if I go to the dashboard on K1 pool, now do I see this iPollo V2H connecting to the mining pool? And no, I don't see it here yet. So just going back to the overview page, I just want to see if this is getting any accepted shares, and it says no information. Oh no, there we go, 188 accepted. So it does seem to work on Octaspace. Okay, status is alive, stratum true. So we don't have any rejected shares or anything. So it looks like the terahash or the gigahash or megahash is climbing. It definitely is climbing. This is supposed to do 3.4. So you know what? I'm going to give it some time here and I'll be right back. I just want to make sure it shows up on the pool itself. It should say V2H on my dashboard, which it does not yet. So I'll be right back. We'll give it another 10 minutes. Be right back. Okay, so it's been about almost 3 hours and I just let this thing go for the next couple hours, and I think it's averaged around 3.4 gigahash according to the web GUI in the iPollo V2H. But on K1 pool, it shows 3.25 gigahash. Now, it hasn't been a full 24 hours, so I'm suspecting over the next 24 hours, it's going to go up to like 3.4 roughly. I do have a bunch of Bombax miners. I have Jazz miners as well here, as you guys can see. I have an E9, a regular E9 that's at 2.4 gigahash, and it shows up perfect number, and it's the correct hash rate there, 2.4. I have another Jazz Miner X16Q 17.5 model, but it fluctuates every now and then. But yeah, the V2H does show the correct hash rate at the pool side, and also it's able to mine Zilliqa as well. Okay, so that's a good thing for now. Now, I know Zilliqa is going to move away from proof of work to proof of stake pretty soon, I believe. But in the meantime, with the V2H, I believe it's mining about 14 to 15 ZIL a day, which is about 32 cents extra upon, you know, the Octaspace that it's mining right now, which should be about 3.6 Octaspace a day. Okay, yield, or about $3.17, which is honestly not bad, which is really not bad for this model here. But yeah, just showing you guys here, the hash rate in the web GUI does fluctuate between like 3.4 to 3.6. Look at it, shows 3.6 now. But otherwise, yeah, it seems like a solid model. But now, for someone who wants to maybe buy this, I'm just going to talk about some risks involved here, and you're going to be the judge if you want to get into, you know, Ethereum Classic mining or Octaspace or, you know, Zephyr. You know, a lot of these coins here, you know, the only one that has had some history is Ethereum Classic. Okay, Ethereum Classic went up in the previous bull run, and ETH hash miners or ETC hash miners were really great on this coin. But now that we've had Octaspace, which hasn't been through a bull run yet, okay, Octaspace though has been predominantly pretty solid on all the, you know, ETC hash, ETH hash miners over the past like two and a bit years or so, since April 2023. So it's a new up and coming coin here, but the price action for Octaspace has been coming down, I would say, since mid-August 2024, where it hit up to almost $2. I think all-time high was $2.49 per Octaspace, but now it's 89 as we are sitting here beginning of January 2025. So if we are in the midst of the bull run here, is Octaspace going to do well? Is Octaspace going to go to maybe, you know, 200, maybe $500 million market cap? I don't know. That could be a good 15x from here if Octaspace decides to do that. So the yield that we're mining, that I'm mining with this right now, about 3 to 4 Octaspace a day, as I'm looking at it, right? So let's say 89 cent Octaspace times, let's say 3.5 Octaspace a day. We're currently mining with this thing. So that's about $3.11 a day right now. But what if Octaspace did a 15x? You know, let's say Octaspace went to $500 million market cap. I'm not saying it's going to go there, but if it did, it's like I'm mining 46 bucks in Octaspace a day right now. Okay, I'm obviously mining and hodling Octaspace with all my ETH hash, ETC hash miners, as you guys can see, but that's a risk someone's willing to take. The same with Ethereum Classic. What if you want to mine and hodl Ethereum Classic? Well, you could do the same math. You know, this is the yield that you'd be able to get every day with Ethereum Classic, about 0.18 Ethereum Classic a day. What about Zephyr? You know, I'm not saying Zephyr is going to go up, but Zephyr has had some pretty negative price action over the past maybe 2 months. It just came out recently, so I don't know if this coin is going to go back up again, but it was another coin that was predominant on, you know, the profitability calculators, and it's now showing up on, you know, miningnow.com and other websites as well. So we don't have Ethereum anymore. You know, just talking about previous history regarding, you know, like let's say the Innosilicon A10 Pros, you know, at one point these were going for over $30,000 because these things were making, you know, over 100 or a couple $100 a day. But that was the time during, you know, 2021 or pre-2021 when, you know, these miners started coming out and these things were selling for well over, you know, $15,000, $20,000. Is the same thing going to happen, you know, with all these miners that we have recently, with the Jazz miners, Bombaxes, iPollos? I don't think so, because we don't have Ethereum anymore. Now, it totally depends if Ethereum Classic is going to have another run up, just like the previous bull run and also the previous bull run back in 2018. As well, we don't know if Octaspace or Zephyr are going to have, you know, run-ups as well during the, you know, maybe altcoin season. That's the risk someone's going to take for those that want to get into ETC hash or ETH hash ASIC miners, like all of these. And, you know, we've covered a lot of these different models over the past couple of years, and, you know, they've been generally great. They've been definitely, if you had lower electric, of course, you know, anything below 8 or, you know, 10 cents, these things are still okay. But maybe as a home miner or someone that has free electric, these miners, you know, are going to do, I'd say are going to do pretty well, especially going into the bull run, especially with these prices. So there's potential that these models, like the V2H here, the one that we're testing out here, could very well be maybe a $5,000, maybe $6,000, maybe $10,000 ASIC miner if Ethereum Classic or Octaspace or both decides to moon, and you know, this miner one day could be making 15, 20, 30, 40 bucks a day. Obviously that's going to be short-lived in my opinion, just by looking at the price of, you know, Ethereum Classic for say. It did not stay at that peak for very long, crashed down pretty much to $50, $43 after about a couple weeks. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The whole crypto mining strategy, the whole thought process regarding these types of ASIC miners, especially these ones nowadays, is going to be the whole mine and hodl crypto mining strategy. So if you're looking to get into these, you're understanding the risk that potentially that Octaspace or Ethereum Classic or Zephyr or any other, you know, ETC hash coin that's, or ETH hash coin that's below 6 gigabyte DAG, okay, mind you, DAG size really does matter, okay? ETC for 6 gigabytes should be good until 2032, and then Octaspace, for instance, should be able to go up until, right now it's 2.1 gigabytes, so that's pretty good, so up till 2032 as well. So this ASIC miner, the V2H, should do well up until 2032, if you believe in Octaspace and Ethereum Classic, of course, if they're going to have price appreciation, okay? That's really the end-all be-all, okay? For those that are going to be mining with these things, and, you know, if you believe in those coins and you're going to buy these miners for the long term. But maybe during the bull run here, you know, as I'm recording this video, Bitcoin just hit over 100K just recent. And what's not to say that Bitcoin could go even higher than altcoin season come about. And so these types of miners could be more lucrative, more profitable, and thus, you know, your chance to buy these things is out the window. And, you know, when people FOMO into these types of miners, people are willing to spend lots of money because they're making a lot more money. And so the thought process there is to maybe buy these when they're generally lower prices, and then come the bull run, or if, you know, the price appreciation happens on some of these coins, then it'll be time to sell the miner since you bought it at a lower cost basis. So really, a lot of different strategies regarding these types of miners. But I mean, that other strategy goes along with all types of other miners out there. Bitcoin ASICs, Script, Litecoin ASICs, and, you know, a bunch of other ASICs that are out there. But anyways, guys, yeah, it looks like, here we go. After 3 hours now, it shows that there's 3.4 gigahash average, okay? After about 3 hours and 8 minutes of uptime here. So yeah, it's solid at the mining pool on K1 pool here for the V2H. All right, so let's go back out. I want to show you guys the power consumption. Okay, man, this thing is uber quiet. There's no sound coming out of this thing at all. You guys can probably hear my other ASIC miners, but this thing is not producing any sound at all. But yeah, it's drawing about 489 watts right now mining Octaspace. Okay, so yeah, this thing is low power, it's quiet. Yeah, this is going to be good for people who need quiet miners. They don't want, you know, loud big boy ASICs like you guys can probably hear in the background. And yeah, but I guess the con of this thing, it doesn't have Wi-Fi, so you can't really put it anywhere. But like I said in the beginning of the video, I think you can get the adapter that's USB and Ethernet that goes into a Wi-Fi bridge that can connect to your own SSID Wi-Fi, but so it might just hang out here. I'm thinking about trying that in another video. Let me know if you guys want to see that happen. If I get enough comments, I'll buy one and I'll try it on this thing. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts again. Yeah, let me know your thoughts about this iPollo V2H, if you think it's efficient or not, or bad price, good price, whatever, anything, and I'll choose a winner after 24 hours to give you guys 24-hour hash rate from this iPollo V2H. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Have a good one. Thanks, Crypto Miner Bros. If you guys are interested, link down below. Use code RedPanda for $70 off. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out. Yeah, look at that. It's like Christmas lights on the hash board.